So hello from Green-Mopeds in London. So today we're going to give you a static review of this new bike from SunRa called a Miku Super. And we're putting it next to some other bikes that you might compare it to. We've got a TC Max from Super Socko, a CR6 from Horwin, and at the end there a new bike that's coming actually next year, which is called an Evoque Classic. So what we're going to do is go around the bike as usual, point out some of the features, and hopefully that will help you make an informed decision. So let's get to it. So I guess the first thing to talk about is the brand itself. So SunRa out of China, they do, I think it is 9 two-wheel vehicles. They also happen to do a bicycle, a kick scooter. They also happen to do a car, which is quite an unusual addition to any range. We don't know of any other brand that's going to have a car in their lineup that also does motorcycles. So yeah, quite a variety of products. The first thing I guess to talk about is obviously the size of the bike, which is why some people like it. It might be that you're thinking of maybe putting it in the back of a camper van or something like that, where size is sort of a premium, or possibly you're shorter. So you'll see from the seat height that might be a reason. But if we look at the size of it, I mean, it does look fairly diminutive, but it's not particularly that much shorter. It's 185, which is 6 foot, which, as you see, as you look down, it's not like it's minute. It's the wheels that are giving the impression that it is actually possibly smaller than it is. Okay. If you look across the seats, however, you will see that that's where you are going to be on the smaller size. The seat height when I rode it wasn't an issue. I guess the fact that it's got this sort of particular ridge in the seat is going to force people to sit where they have to sit. But if you actually look at the seat length, it's not different from a TC Max seat. It's just shaped differently. Okay, so your sort of real estate for people, or 2 people at least, is the same. Here you see it's got foot pegs for the second person here, and there isn't currently a rack. That's, I guess, the only thing. So the passenger's going to have to sit and hold on to that. Okay. The design is quite bold, I guess, or wide. If you look across, for example, here, there's not a lot really in a TC Max at the back end, but here they've got the 2 swing arms, and then the motor obviously is embedded in here, and they've made this this is quite chunky in terms of design, so it's quite bold in its appearance. But yeah, the small size, because of the small wheels, might put some people off. Okay, so the 12-inch wheels are with combined braking. As you can see there, you've got combined braking, you've got ventilated discs, you've got the chambers here, and obviously the measurement of the hydraulics in there. And here we've also got obviously the front lights. Again, you know, they're all pretty standard these days, white, round, and it's pretty bright. You can turn the main part off. That's the running light that you get. Okay, so all vehicles these days are going to have some sort of running light. And it also does have the Miku. So this is permanently on as well, the blue. So you are sort of riding around at night with this sort of glow of blue around, but that's what they've chosen to do. I don't know whether you can disable that. Okay, the indicators, I quite like that design, and you'll notice that they do make a noise, which some, like the TC Max, do not. Okay, so at the front and at the back here. I mean, I guess although the wheels are smaller, they are wider. Okay, the profile of them is actually wider compared to the other bikes. Obviously, the Evoque is something different altogether. All right, let's just turn that off. Okay, so the position, obviously, because of the way the seat is designed, is sort of leaning you forward, which is fine. Obviously, you don't have any knee issue with that. The display, I quite like the display. This is showing you your 2 batteries. Obviously, one battery's out at the moment, so I can't show you that. And then you've got things like that is showing us that the lid is open and the battery's not connected. It really does need to have the batteries connected. Here you notice it's also got a Bluetooth and we'll talk a bit about that in a little while. There is actually an app for this bike. So here you're seeing obviously it's running down the A battery and the B battery. Okay, so the layout is fairly sort of standard, other than you've got this, which is auto lights. Okay, so don't know of another bike that has that. So that will turn the main beam on automatically, as you would expect. Okay, so you can turn it off, and then you've got the ability to turn off the beam here as well. Okay, and then the full beam is here. Okay, so that's that. And then you've got your taking it out parked and your mode switch. So there's 3 modes. Okay, and you should notice, it is cyclical. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You have to go through the sequence. Okay, you cannot go up, down. You have to go up, up to 1, up to 1 again. Okay, and then you've got your other stuff, hazard lights, indicators, and your horn. Storage. So it does have storage, and it opens this way round, which is a little bit different. Most of the others go the other way round. So there is, enough here. It might just squeeze the charger in, not too sure about that. And then underneath here, you've got your compartments for batteries. Okay, and as you can see, it takes 2 batteries, and the battery is here. So this is a 72 volt 20 amp hour battery. Okay, so what that means is you should get a response, a bit more of a acceleration from a bike that's got 60 volts. Okay, so acceleration combined with the controller is governed by the voltage, whereas range is governed by the amps. Okay, so you basically add the amp hours together of the 2 batteries, so you've got a total of 40 amp hours of power to use, which gives you your range. The range they're quoting probably isn't realistic. I would say a realistic range for this is probably about 25 to 30 miles per battery, obviously depending how you ride it. Top speed is 50, and we did get 50 out of it on our ride, and it's combined with this charger. Okay, so as you notice here, output 10 amps. Okay, so that means that you can charge in 4 hours. That's what they're stating. If you want to charge it through the bike, you go through there. And interestingly, if you want to get underneath here, under the seat, that is where you do it from, which did take me a little bit of time to find. Okay, then you've got a little toolkit and stuff like that. Okay, it's a bit like the SunRa Robot S in as much as you have to put the battery in, slide it back, then put the second battery in, slide it back, etc, etc. Okay, so we've got about a 50-mile range, we've got 50 miles an hour, and we've got 3 kilowatts, which is basically the same motor as in the SunRa Robo S. Okay, so it is basically that controller just put in a different shape. Okay, what it has got also is an app, but not for tracking as yet. Maybe they'll think about that. But for example, one of the things that the app does is allows you to program your fingerprint. Okay, so hopefully this will work. So if I put my finger on it rather, it starts the bike. Okay, if I then turn it off and I try another finger, it's not going to work. Okay, so that's good. Obviously it's obviously your finger, and you program that into the app. Okay, some of the other things you can do with the app, let's just see if I can do this at the same time, is I'm now looking at the app, and I can show this some other way, but it now says it's connected to this bike. Okay, and what it can also do from the app, if I press the button in the app that says seat, it opens the seat. Okay, so quite a couple of interesting things that you can do. So you can also lock the bike remotely, as in turn it off. You see there, it's gone off. Okay, turn it on, etc, etc. So there are some sort of novel features of it. Remote start through an app is not particularly new, but the fingerprint, that's probably quite a good security feature there. Okay, so in terms of colours, there is this one, which is obviously black with a brown seat. Then there is a rather sort of striking blue, which we thought about taking, but this one seemed just fine. And then there is a red, which is even more striking, I would say. And the price is $3,499. Okay, so if you put that into context, so it's obviously more powerful and goes faster than a de-restricted TC or TSX. Okay, but it's not as fast as either of these two. Okay, but for $3,499, a TC Max is $4,249, and a CR6 is $5 basically, and that's going to be something like $7. So in terms of the pricing, I think it's about right. You know, it goes faster than a TC or TSX, which is 3,000, but not as fast or powerful as a TC Max, and certainly not as powerful as a CR6 or the Evoque there. So $3,499 seems about right. It is on the grant, so you're still getting the 3-year warranty on the batteries and a 2-year warranty on the bike. The only thing I guess it could do with maybe is the rack, which they are looking at but isn't currently available. That's what I'd say. If you are, you know, taller, maybe taller than me, 6'4" or whatever, you will probably find this bike too small for you. But you know, if you're thinking of taking it on holiday, we had someone talking about buying 2 of them to put in their garage on their camper van, you know, bobbing around when they get to their destination. It might be a good bike for you in that respect. I haven't tried 2-up on it. I guess I would just be a little bit cautious about the size of my seat to sit on if there's no rack. But if they sort the rack back part out where you can put a top box with a pad on it, then I don't see why not. Okay, so I think I've covered everything. Power 3 kilowatts, range 50 miles, speed 50 miles an hour, charging time about 4 hours. So hopefully you found that useful. If you have any questions, then please feel free to contact us. And you're welcome for a test ride, obviously. And thanks very much.